Hey, everybody. Welcome to Shawna's Recap Show, my show where I recap everything that we've talked about on our shows this week. So I want to give a chance for everybody to gather around, children. Gather around. We need some time for some of y'all to get in here. Hey, y'all. We're just waiting for more people to come in. Sometimes it takes a little while for them to realize, oh, there's a love. Because I definitely don't want to start something and people miss out on it. Oops, who is that? Let's see here. Hello, hello. Hey, Kirsten, how you doing, honey? Are your kids in bed yet? Hold on a minute. I'm still trying to get everybody else in here. I don't know what's going on. Somebody said, I'm not going live for 3 hours. Let me see here. Let's see if I can't fix this and see what's going on. No? It says I'm live right now, guys. Hey, Trevor. Hey, Kendra. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, it's just for the love of Elvis. Exactly why we're doing this. Hey, Peter, all the way from Australia. How you doing, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Kirsten, I'm good. No, I literally just put him in bed. He was playing video games with my husband. You know, that's exactly what I just did with my youngin'. Exactly, to the T. Shannon, hi. Cynthia, good evening. Gloria, hello. Mallory, hi. Patty, hi. Mallory, hi. Hey, Peter, still kicking. Hey, we got to be kicking. Hey, Arkansas Dave. How you? Now, Arkansas Dave, obviously you are from Arkansas, sir. So am I. Thank you. I appreciate it. We just get the word out about Elvis Presley and try to get all the information out to you guys. Yep. You want to know what part? I'm from Washington County, Arkansas. I'm right up close to where Elvis got his first haircut at Fort Chaffee. It's the mountains, right on top of the Boston Mountain is where I'm from, on the very top. I am from the mountains. They used to call me hillbilly. I don't really care. It's a term of endearment for me, anyway. Kendra, where in Georgia do you live? I live in Middle Georgia. Oh, well, let me think. I'll just say this. I'm 45 minutes away from Atlanta. If you're from Georgia, you probably know pretty much where I'm talking about. About 45 minutes away from Atlanta. If I wanted to go to Six Flags, it'd probably take me about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Kendra, you're from the Delta Valley. Well, welcome to the channel. A lot of people want recaps, so here we go. On Monday night, Rhonda and I talked to Danny Smith. We had a great conversation with Memphis Mafia Kid, and we learned a little bit about, you know, what it was like growing up around Elvis. I mean, they pretty much had free reign over Graceland. Him, his brother, a couple more cousins, Lisa, and the stories that he could tell. And I know he can tell a lot more, but unfortunately we were cut short probably about an hour and 5 minutes in because it was pretty long. It's longer than he does his normal channel videos, so I didn't want to keep Danny when he was too busy. You know, he has the grandbaby over for the summer and they're having a good time with Teresa, and I didn't want to keep him. But I will keep y'all updated though, because I'm probably going to go see him up in Tupelo real soon. Arkansas Dave. Is there any way we can find out if anyone kept locks of his hair from Fort Chaffee? I read a few people saying that they did. I did read somewhere that the barber supposedly took some of that hair. And I do hear some people bought some hair. I mean, I can't tell you if it was real or not. I mean, but that was the Fort Chaffee was where he got his famous army haircut, very first time. Kendra, you're from McDonough? Uh-huh. I've been there a time or two, girl. It's a very quaint, nice area. Kirsten, love the episode. I love the Smith family. Been following them since the beginning. Patricia, hey. Rise Harris. Tupelo. Okay, I have an accent that's not the same as some others, and I'm sorry. Tupelo. So it's not Tupelo, it's Tupelo. Okay, Tupelo. Well, Tupelo is a very good town. Trevor Thompson. Danny and Teresa gave you another shout out tonight. I know. I just watched that, Trevor, before I got on here. I was so happy. So, Mr. Danny and Teresa, hello. Thank you so much for the shout out. We enjoyed having you guys on our show. Please come back anytime. I mean, it was so nice even seeing Teresa at the end of the video, at the end of our video when she was showing us that she was doing the sound. That was hilarious because you always see Teresa behind the scenes. You never see her on camera much. So that was great. I got a tickle out of that. So thank you, the Smith family, Danny. Thank you guys. It was a great episode. It was something Rhonda and I've been talking about doing for a very long time. And I guess sometimes I will say dreams come true. I want to talk to a lot of people in the Elvis world. Danny's just one, but there are many others, guys, and my door is always open to any person in Elvis world that wants to talk about Elvis, who is truthful and have my respect. Mallory, did anyone see that another person jumped in Graceland pool again? I got a few comments, Mallory, from the last live that I think some girls jumped into the pool when Elvis was alive. But see, back then, Elvis got a kick out of it. He thought it was funny. But I don't know. That's different. That's before the pool was a museum, right? Arkansas Dave, there's a memento on the base at the actual barbershop. Have you stopped by and seen it? My stomping ground used to be Fort Chaffee. I've seen it. I've seen lots of things at Fort Chaffee. I used to go there at night. I used to go there doing ghost hunting because we all thought, oh, we're bored. Let's go see if we can find a ghost. So we'd go out there and play, and it would be after hours, and yeah, we did that. There's a lot of crazy places up there at Fort Chaffee, and it gets really eerie at night, guys, where Elvis got his first haircut. Elvis fan forever. Hi, Shawna. Danny Smith just mentioned you and Rhonda on his channel and how much he really enjoyed it. I know. I just watched it. It's really nice to get a shout out. It really is. I mean, the Memphis Mafia Kid and Elvis Fan Matter channels are really dear to my heart. So I appreciate it. Maybe one day soon we can get Billy and Joe Smith onto the channel as well. So we can talk to his mama and his mama and his daddy. That would be great. Peter, so is Prissy going to be buried at Graceland? Well, according to the wording, Peter, on the amendment to the settlement, she can be buried at Graceland the best of Riley's ability that isn't already near a body already. So you tell me. That's what it says. It says it has to be Riley's ability. So could that be a loophole? Could that be just a way of lawyer jargon? So when Priscilla finally does die, Riley can just say, oh, it wasn't the best of my ability. I didn't have that ability. I don't know. That's what it is. Hey, Joanne. Good evening to you too, hon. Kirsten, are you hoping to get Billy and Joe? Yes. Kirsten, I am hoping to get Billy and Joe. That's another type of dream I have. It's so weird. I have a list of people in my head I want, and they've been on the list for a while. Mario. Oh, no, no, sorry. Maria. Gosh, I need to get new glasses. Hello from California. Would you consider interviewing Jerry Schilling? Well, if Jerry Schilling wants to come on by, he can. I'm not sure if he would like some of the ways that we've been finding things out and saying things, though. But of course, we would try to be very gentle with Mr. Jerry Schilling, Maria. Arkansas Dave. I have a Graceland story about upstairs I would love to share with you too. How can I discuss with you? Well, Arkansas Dave, find me on Facebook. If you can't find me on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group. It's called Elvis TCB Network YouTube channel, and it's on Facebook. So be a member of my group, and you'll get to know me. We do a lot of fun things, and we have our own chat. So I kind of like our chat. We do things and say things in chat that I normally don't do and say on the show, just because you can get in trouble for things. You know what I'm saying? All this political correct stuff. Caroline, I loved your interview with Memphis Mafia Kid. I saw one of Danny's posts on YouTube, and he said he did not like Prissy requesting to be buried at Graceland. Oh, yeah, no, he didn't. I watched it. I agreed with him, but he did it on a very cool, calm route. Unlike what I did with my video, so animated. Trevor, did you see the couple that were married at the Graceland Chapel and were accidentally sent home with Elvis memorabilia? Yes, I did. I was going to talk about that. I'm going to get there. Trevor, stick around. I'm going to get there, okay? Don't worry. I won't forget about that. That's a very big thing in the news. Patricia, Shawna, will you ever have Linda Thompson on your show? Oh, girl, I'll pull up a chair. I'll put her right here. You know, we'd be just two girls with beautiful hair. I'll put her right there. We'll talk about it. I would love for her to come on my show, Patricia, but I don't know if she charges. I don't know if she charges for interviews or not, see. So that would be a damper if she charges. Peter, so somewhere down the back corner of the property. Yes, sir. Maybe towards the barn. Kendra, Trevor Thompson, I saw that on Sherry and Angie's page. Yeah, well, this whole finding Elvis artifacts in your luggage type story is just something that I'm going to get to real soon, guys, in probably the next 30 minutes. I'm just getting a little warmed up with y'all's questions right now, but I've got a lot to say about that. Dave, I am in the group. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? I'll find you in my group, and I'll get in touch with you, okay, Arkansas Dave? Kirsten, I feel like Jerry is super close to Priscilla, and she has him in her pocket. Well, I've said on past shows, and I guess I'll say it again, this show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please don't quote everything that I say literal, okay? But this is based on my personal opinion and none other. All right? I think that Jerry Schilling sometimes could be something like Prissy's lapdog type personality. Like, where do I go, Prissy? Where do I go? Did I say that? Yes, I did. Caroline, you did a great job with your questioning to Danny. Yes, Danny was trying to be diplomatic with you. I know he was. But see, there are things that he can't say that I can read into that I can say. So we understood each other really well. Kendra, and they personally returned it, but they didn't get their stuff back. I'm going to read the article in a little while, and I'm going to tell you some things that I think, but I'm not talking about it right now. We're just still getting a little warmed up. Plus the fact, Rhonda and I did do the Women That Elvis Loved show. We did episode 3 actually, and we talked about Dixie Locke. I know you guys haven't watched the video yet. I was going to post it yesterday, but all this news about Lisa Marie's cause of death coming out and stuff, I just figured that it would get lost among the fray. So, and it didn't seem like it was a good time to post that show that Rhonda and I did, because I was kind of sick to my stomach a little bit and a little bit depressed because of reading that. I will talk about that on Monday with Rhonda, okay? So I'm holding on to this. Her and I are looking into some things and getting a hold of our medical professional friends to try to explain things to us so we can do it, okay? So I know that it's out, and I know that y'all will probably want to know about what I think about Lisa Marie's cause of death finally coming out, but I kind of want to hold that for Monday for me and Rhonda so we can have a few days to sleep on it, talk to our medical professional friends, and process it because it's been a really lot to process. There's just too much coming out right now, and we've got to go through all angles. Just want to throw that out there. Next to the compost heap. Yep, the compost heap. Cynthia, no, no, no. Please don't let her be buried at Graceland. Well, it ain't up to me, honey. Cynthia, if it was up to me, she wouldn't even be buried 5 foot away from Graceland. Kendra, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jerry take up for Prissy Pants and Elvis didn't like it? Well, there's lots of things that happened with Jerry and Prissy that Elvis didn't like. That's just one. But I'm not here to make a lesson for you guys. Find out for yourself. There's lots of books out there. There's lots of Memphis Mafia that have said things out there. So come up with your own conclusions on that one. Kirsten, I asked let's see. He asked Prissy if she was okay one time after they had a fight, and that's right. That's right. Let me think here. Let me try to reenact that in my brain. Yeah, he did. He did. Elvis comes. She comes down in her negligee and a robe. Okay, for one, who goes down Elvis's room like that when there's men like Memphis Mafia running around the house, right? That's one. Jerry's in the kitchen. She wants to get a drink of water, so she goes down the steps from his room, personal steps to the kitchen, and she's all crying. And Jerry goes, does anything matter? And she goes, oh, nothing. I just needed a drink of water. So Elvis comes down a little bit after and sees Priscilla crying, kind of ish, Jerry in the kitchen. And Priscilla looks at Elvis, and Elvis looks at them, and he goes, what's going on here? And she goes, I was just needing a drink of water, and Jerry was just asking me if I was okay. And Elvis is like, Jerry, if you want to keep your job, son, the person to ask Priscilla if she's okay is myself. And so that's how that happened. Then I heard some Memphis Mafia, I don't remember who it was. There's so many books I've read, but somebody in the Memphis Mafia said that Jerry was supposed to accompany Priscilla to buy clothes somewhere in another area where they would have to spend the night. And they left, and one of the Mafia goes, you really letting Jerry Schilling go with Priscilla? And he was like, you give enough rope to some people, they'll hang themselves. So I found that very interesting, guys. You give enough rope to folks, they'll hang themselves. Maybe he was trying to give her enough rope and him enough rope that they both hang themselves. I don't know. Let's see. Kendra, yes, I love the first one, Elvis and his little girlfriends. Patty, I agree with you 100% about Mr. Jerry Schilling. Ruby, hello. Brandon, hi. Thanks for being here. Yeah, you just got done watching Memphis Mafia Kid video, and congratulations on the shout out. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was so happy to know that he remembered and he gave Rhonda and I a shout out. It was great. It was really nice of Danny to do that. Kendra, thank you, Kirsten. I personally think Jerry and her had an affair. Well, that is speculation, and even though we have a lot of vibes that it probably happened or has had happened in the past, we don't have any proof about it, but there's a place in the pit of my stomach telling me something went on. Kirsten, I agree, Kendra, that at some point in time something has happened between them. Shawna, you crack me up. I love it. Oh, girl, I try. Seriously, a lot of stuff goes in my head, and I have to make some comedy with it, because if I don't, I'm going to cry. Caroline, Chris, the master manipulator. Jerry has always seemed like a hanger on. He's completely in with Chris. Elvis saw that. Maybe he did. I know that he watched his girlfriends. He had enough Memphis Mafia around that he had plenty of private detectives on his hands. So if anybody ever wronged him in that way, I'm sure Elvis was the first to find out. Hey Anthony, how you doing? Unfortunately, when I go live, Rhonda's never with me. I can't figure out how to get her on live with me at the same time. New YouTube channel and all, I just don't know how to do that yet. Trevor, Priscilla and Sunny had a near miss as well. Nothing happened, but Priscilla apparently apologized to Sunny for misunderstanding. Oh, really? Poor little rich girl. Karen, hey. Deb Jackson, that happened with Sunny as well. Yeah, Trevor just said that. And plus, I knew that too. It's just, plus the fact, there was a skinny dipping incident with the Stanley boys, right? Brandon, yes, the Smiths are really nice and they seem like very fun people. Yeah, we had fun. We really did. It was a nice time. Kirsten, nothing ever happened with Sunny and Priscilla. Billy and Joe have confirmed that recently as well. Well, it's not really that they did anything, Kirsten. It's just a matter of how it was a hit and miss type situation. It didn't happen. But there was some uncomfortable behavior where it could have happened, but nothing evolved from it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't quote me. I'm not saying that they did. I'm just saying that an incident happened where it was like a near thing, but it didn't happen. And she did apologize, whatever that means. John, hey Shawna, did you get the update on what happened to Lisa? The update on what happened to Lisa came out last night. Yes, John, I did. Rhonda and I got it the very first thing, and I had got my researchers on it as well, and we're just processing it. And I know other people are speaking out about it already, but we're still very sad about what happened in general, that it's going to take us a few days to process to even give you all what we think about this cause of death update and stuff, okay? There's just so many stories coming from different angles, John, that we want to get it right and correct to you guys. So, plus, we need to process it. I'm still kind of sad. But we're going to do it Monday, okay? I promise. But not tonight. That's hard to talk about tonight. I spent last night crying about how in the world can Lisa Marie die the same way as her daddy. Oh, my God. But don't get me started right now. I don't want to cry. I don't want to smudge my mascara, okay? It took about an hour and a half to do this face. Can't mess that up. Deb, and people don't understand why she doesn't talk. Excuse me, I got mixed up. And people don't understand why she doesn't talk to any of them. Elvis thought it happened. Well, there you go. EP fan forever. I always wondered why when Elvis went to Washington, D.C., Jerry called Priscilla to let her know where Elvis was. Did anyone else ever hear this? Well, if he did, then he was Priscilla's spy. Because we all know that even though Elvis went there to get his DEA badge, he was also there to see Joyce Bova. So, yeah. John, I gotcha. Thank you, sir, for understanding. Maria, got it, forget it, shilling. How about Joyce Bova? Seems like only a few are still around. It's true. They're dying off, Maria. I'm getting older. Trevor, Kirsten, Sunny also said nothing happened, but Sunny did say she apologized to him for a misunderstanding. She seems to have a lot of these. I like the way you think, Trevor. Anthony, Joe Esposito is the most innocent of them all, and I think Charlie Hodge too. Well, it depends on who you talk to, Mr. Anthony. I have heard some people call Joe Esposito the Colonel's spy. I can't I can't guarantee that it's the truth, but I have heard people have said that Joe Esposito was a spy for the Colonel. He would tell the Colonel things that Elvis was doing and what he was up to. But like, don't quote me on that. But there are some Memphis Mafia members who say otherwise. Kirsten, I have heard many things about Joe as well, just as you said. Well, I mean, even though he was a good guy, he was still working for the Colonel. We'll say that. Kendra, no, Anthony, it was and will always be Billy and Joe Smith. Billy and Joe Smith, I think, were the ones you should listen to for the whole explanation of Elvis's last few years, because he was with him, Billy was with him since 1958, and he was there the last night of Elvis's life. A lot of the others were already either let go or were new. Billy was there from the beginning to the last night of his life. I mean, granted, Joe was there too, but some of the guys do say that Joe was spying for the Colonel on Elvis from time to time, because the Colonel always wanted to know what his boy was up to and doing. Kendra, let's see, no, I got you already. Caroline, I believe that about Joe. Charlie seemed more loyal to Elvis. Charlie was a good guy. I won't say he wasn't. Charlie Hodge was a good man. Anthony, but the Colonel and Scylla are the King's biggest enemies and started with the Colonel. Well, she did learn a thing or two about the Colonel. I'm sure of it. She spent many years around the guy, you know. But right now, the biggest enemies aren't the Colonel anymore. It's still the ex-wife, but also it's all this stuff going through the tabloids right now that could hurt him and his good name. You know what I'm saying? That's his biggest enemy going on right now. Kirsten, Billy and Joe have told the story about his last night a couple of times, and you can see how it still affects them. It's tough to watch. Deb Jackson Smith. Charlie was one of my best friends. He would do anything for Elvis and the fans. Well, you need to come and talk to me, Deb, about how Charlie Hodge was, okay? And maybe I might want to talk to you for the show or something. You know, it'd be nice to have someone that can remember how Charlie Hodge was. So let me know. So, okay, I want to tell you something else that happened this week. It was July 12th is the 3rd year anniversary of Ben passing. And Priscilla posts on her Instagram about her son Navarone's band playing at the Troubadour. And she didn't bother saying anything about Ben or 6 months since we lost Lisa or Riley being nominated for the Emmy Award, right? So the fans were all in an uproar about this. And I was there watching it in real time. So she posted this thing about Navarone on the anniversary of her grandson's death and the 6-month anniversary of her daughter's death, and also Riley getting an Emmy, right? So Priscilla posts about Navarone. We're all like this. Why can't you talk about your grandchild? What, da, 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 da. You know, it's 6 months since we lost Lisa to the day, da, 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 da. You know, Ben died 3 years ago today, da, 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 da. How can you do this? Well, a little while down the road from this, her publicist said it was their fault for not remembering. Well, I thought that was funny because I would think a grandmother would remember to tell her publicist, hey, it's my grandson's anniversary, 3-year anniversary death, so please mention something about that. And on a lighter note, please mention that Riley will be nominated for an Emmy. And then her son Navarone, right? That's not what happened. So a few hours later, Priscilla finally posts, and I didn't like the first part of this because I thought it was like kind of sarcastic. But this is what she said before midnight. It was before midnight, before the next day. Needless to say, this has been a very solemn day for me. The anniversary of the passing of my great-grandson Ben. Words cannot express how much you are missed. Nona, with a cute little, with a cute little rose there. That was an hour before midnight. She didn't post anything about that day until the publicist got hell for it. And then Priscilla goes, needless to say. And that happened real time. And I was just like, wow. Brandon, it's the documentary and Jezebel Priscilla. They're a threat to Elvis's legacy. They are. Billy rode in the car from Tupelo and washed and dried his hair the day he died. That is close. And Billy was the most trusted. He was, Trevor. He was. Deb, just let me know when and where. I can get you in touch with his adoptive son as well. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. Really. Brandon, just goes to show you she never cared about Lisa or Elvis. Well, I'm just saying, it's kind of crazy. She talks about Navarone on the 3rd-year anniversary of her grandson's death and the 6th-month anniversary of Lisa's death, and then Riley getting a nomination for Emmy. She just forgot about those 3 aspects. Oh, she did remember Ben, but it was an hour before midnight when she did so. But she is acting like she don't care about her own grandchildren. She keeps telling everybody she's family-oriented. But when it comes to knowing big issues like this, it wasn't on her Instagram until people pointed it out to her. Anthony, and I loved how Billy Smith told the spa guy what he could do with himself on a video I watched earlier today. Well, when Billy tells someone to kiss his ass, he really means it. All right, Anthony? That's the truth. Ruby, laugh out loud. Kirsten, nobody cares about her son Navarone. We are Elvis fans. Nobody wants to make Navarone famous, but Priscilla, sorry. Don't say sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Brandon, she's cold as a fish. She's as cold as ice. Patricia, Priscilla is so phony. She doesn't care about her grandkids, just the money. Well, kind of seems like that, doesn't it? Brandon, Billy Smith tells it like it is. Pretty much. I agree. Shannon, her true colors finally showing. Yeah, well, a skunk can't change their stripe. Kirsten, I say sorry because sometimes I open my mouth too much, but not really sorry. I know how her fans can be. I know what you mean, Kirsten. I get you. Kendra, nah, Prissy Pants is a cold-hearted snake. Gold digger. Arkansas Dave, I hope no one is or got duped by Sack Guy. There's a lot of things coming out about the spa guy and things. Sometimes it's lonely at the top, isn't it? I hear it anyway. It's lonely at the top sometimes. But anyways, there are other things that happened, and I wanted to throw it out here to you, okay? So let me see if I can't find it so I can read this to you. I've got to read this to you guys. I think you'll get a kick out of this, and then I have some things I'm gonna say. All right? Okay. Elvis has left the building, or at least some of his stuff has left Iowa. Lisa Jennings from Kelowna got married at Graceland this summer. When she returned home, she discovered some of Elvis's. Oh, goodness. They decided to play the video while I'm reading this. Excuse me, guys. Live is not as fun as you think it is. Hold on. Where's the spot that I had? When she returned home, she discovered some Elvis memorabilia from the estate ended up in her luggage. Wow, how could that happen? The items have now returned to the home of the king, but not before leaving Jennings all shook up. I'm like, Elvis touched this stuff. This is huge. This should not have left Memphis. Like, how did we get this? Said Jennings. Her husband had a clue. Oh, he goes, oh, so and so, the wedding planner. He put it in our car. I thought it was ours. Jennings said after her discovery, she called Graceland. They initially wanted her to mail the items back, but she said she was too nervous. You know, it's so lame. Why would Elvis ask? Why would Graceland? Excuse me, not Elvis. Where's my mind? Why would Graceland ask someone to mail priceless memorabilia back to Memphis when things get lost in the mail all the time? These are precious. When I tell you what the artifacts are, you're going to be like questioning, and they asked her to mail it back. I want to trust that it's going back to Graceland where it deserves to be, so she agreed to come up to Iowa and pick it up. Jennings said she put the question to Graceland employees of how this box of artifacts was even able to get mixed up in her luggage in the first place. We don't know. We don't know. She said it was a big accident. They had to review videos and footage, said Jennings. She did say it takes 2 keys to get into the archives and that in 40 years this has never happened. You could say Jennings was the perfect person to make this discovery, both because she immediately worked to get the items home, but also because of how much Elvis means to her. I was named after Lisa Marie. So this is why we got married there, says Jennings. We incorporated some of Elvis' lines in our vows. She added, my mom was pregnant with me when Elvis died, and I grew up an hour south of Memphis. So after he died, they opened up the gate and she not stole, but she took a leaf off of his yard. Jennings said carrying home a few pieces of Elvis's life was surreal and exciting, but she also knew in the end the crown had to return to the king. It was just amazing. It really was. But I'm just thankful it's on its way back to Memphis where it belongs. So here's the thing, and I'm just going to throw it out here for you guys so you can understand what I think about this. An insider friend of mine who always goes to Graceland, like goes all the time, has took pictures of all the displays. Well, she told me sometime around January, Elvis's crown was missing out of the Aloha from Hawaii exhibit at Graceland. And some of the Aloha from Hawaii tickets that were also displayed with the Aloha from Hawaii suit and the Aloha from Hawaii cape. Like most of the time when things get missing from a display, it has to be the people that are in archives because you have to have a key to get in archives. There is a way to get into archives. There's only, as much as I know, only family of Elvis and Angie, is what I was told, have keys to the archives to even get these things. So my question is, if the artifacts got took out of the archives, right? There has to be video camera showing who it was. The archives, excuse me, something's happening that EPE is not talking about. We have not got a statement from them. Nobody has gotten fired yet. Why hasn't anybody got fired for this? I'm trying to read comments here. Exactly, Kirsten. This stuff should never be leaving the archives unless on display. But here's the kicker. You can't just go to the display, lift up the plastic and glass, and grab an artifact of Elvis and put it in a box and take it home with you. There are alarms that go off. Those glass cases have keys that you have to open the cases. It's not as easy as what some people think it is. Cynthia, she really didn't give a damn. Oh, we're back on that again. Okay, I got it. Marilyn. Hey, remember that Lisa Marie Presley had a bracelet on her wrist, snake on her arm? Well, yeah, we all noticed that, Marilyn, towards the end. Deb, the security there is terrible now. It's not just security. Something is going on. Something's happening. Think about it this way. All these auctions, all these Elvis things that are going up for auction that just got found and things. Where do you think this stuff is coming from, guys? Hmm? I mean, I know somebody in auctions that works very closely with Prissy, and her name is Bridget. So, and then Angie is above archives. I think Graceland has some explaining to do. And I know, Ruby, I can't believe this happened. Trevor, agree, Arkansas. Dave Spall Guy did his 100K subscriber cuts, and I thought he had changed his ways, but at the end he went off on everyone, including the Smiths, and one of the most arrogant, petty things ever. So we're talking about the Spall Guy. I did watch a video with him and Trevor today about how they helped put some guy in jail that shot some gas station up, like they were behind the car that did it. I do know that, I'll say it again, it must be really lonely on at the top, right? 100K subscribers, and he still just can't let certain things go. That's just not good. That shows ego. When you have ego, people see it and they notice it. But granted, he's got 100,000 subscribers. So, but it must be lonely at the top too, though. Shannon, I feel like since Lisa is gone, no one will care. That's not true, Shannon. All of us care, and that's pretty important. We can do some things. I was going to explain to you guys, we all need to write Graceland, and we all need to ask questions. What happened to this? The culprit needs to be caught. Elvis's things shouldn't be able to leave Graceland so easily, and to end up at the chapel, there is no reason his crown from the 73 satellite concert in Hawaii and the tickets from that concert, there's no reason why that those artifacts needed to be at the chapel. Those are two different places. So how Elvis's stuff went from display or from archives to the chapel, something happened, y'all. Something is happening. What is it that Sherlock Holmes used to say? Something is afoot. Something's going on. And yeah, Trevor, I hope Riley will care. I know she's a very private person. We have not even had one thing that she said or anything about any of this stuff or anything. I mean, she's not made a statement at all. She's been tight-lipped for months, so it's hard to know what she's thinking. Ruby, 100% agree. Sounds fishy. It is fishy. That's Elvis's golden crown that a fan gave to him at the end of the Aloha from Hawaii concert. That's priceless. You can never get that back. Brandon, and with this documentary and Priscilla's movie coming out, I'm afraid more people will be disrespectful to Graceland. You know what I've told people, especially last week? This is just the beginning, I think. It's like, buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Does Riley even have time to be concerned about Graceland? See, I don't know. People said that she's so busy with her career and her being a new mom herself, because don't forget, she has a child, she has a baby. She's a new mama, and she lost her mama. So it's still kind of hard for her. I know it is. So I can't even fathom in my mind if she's concerned or not about Graceland. I don't know. I can't think for her. I'm not Riley, but I would hope she's concerned. Caroline, I think Spa Guy needs to limit himself to hot tubs. Well, Caroline, I will have to tell you that my husband would agree with your comment. My husband's also into hot tubs. Shannon Davis, Trevor, I feel like she is too. Arkansas Dave, can anyone email Angie? Yeah. Google it, you'll find it. And you can write Graceland too directly. Ruby, someone took it to the chapel. Exactly. Maybe it was a little bait and switch type thing. Like they were to bag it, put it at a drop off point near the chapel where a wedding was happening, where somebody accidentally thought that was the wedding party's luggage. Could be. Could be. Anthony. Oh, and by the way, I unsubscribed from the Spa Guy today. I found him to be an egomaniac creep. Well, that's a matter of opinion, Anthony. I guess you give enough rope to people, they'll hang themselves. I don't know. I ain't saying anything negative or anything, nothing about him. I'm just saying sometimes I'll watch a video that interests me that he does, but I don't watch all of them. I don't have time to watch all of them. I'm busy researching for my own show to watch too many YouTube influencers and creators. Shannon, Riley must still be wrapping her head around it too. And with the cause of death, Shannon, it's going to take a little while to sink in. Arkansas Dave, there's a video everywhere. No way it's not know who took the stuff. I know. There's video cameras. There's alarm systems. There are code keys where you have to put a code in on a door to open the door. Only certain people can get those codes and those keys. So you guys come up with your own conclusions, but someone close to archives it has to be. But of course, I'm not naming names, but y'all do. Y'all come up with your own conclusions. It's whoever is close to archives. Can't touch that stuff unless you're over archives. Not any employee of Graceland can touch all this stuff. That's not how it works. Ruby, wonder if the crown was taken to the chapel for somebody else to pick up. Makes you wonder. Like I said, Rhonda. I mean, sorry. I saw R and said Rhonda. My bad. Sorry, Ruby. But you heard what I said. Maybe it was a drop-off point, and the bag got mixed up with the wedding party's bags. Arkansas Dave, he is Anthony. Have you joined the new Facebook about SG? Trevor, agree, Anthony. Same here. Enough is fog. I can't do it anymore. Okay. We'll talk about something else then. Cat, coming in time. When did the items go missing and were all found in the chapel? Well, according to my inside source, the crown was missing sometime around Elvis's birthday of this year, because it was there August 2022, but it wasn't there January 2023, and it wasn't found again until this lady got it mixed up with her luggage at the chapel. It should have not been at the chapel to begin with, in a box on the ground outside. It doesn't make sense. Donna, did y'all hear about Lisa's cause of death being released? Yes, Miss Donna, we did. But I decided not to talk about it tonight because I need a little time to process it and to get in touch with my medical professional friends to help me and Rhonda be able to explain it to you guys better and to process it ourselves. So just wait. We'll talk about it on Monday, Donna, about the cause of death, okay? It's just too much for us right now. I'm still sad because of it. Kendra, I wonder if the crown was part of the wedding decor. No, it wouldn't be. That crown is not wedding decor. That crown is an artifact of history. Should have never even been in the chapel. None of Elvis's artifacts are in the chapel. The chapel is just a chapel. You are allowed to decorate it any way you want for a wedding of your choosing, but you cannot use Elvis artifacts to decorate your chapel wedding at Graceland. If you ask them to, they will say no. So it makes you wonder, how is an Elvis artifact doing in a box by the luggage of someone getting married outside the chapel? Just saying. I missed one. Hold on. Arkansas Dave, maybe Parker swiped it. He would sell his soul and Elvis to the devil for a buck. No, the crown was in a display, Arkansas Dave, up until January of 2023. So Parker died in 96. He would have not been able to steal nothing right now. So I don't understand what you mean. Kirsten, I'm worried for the future of Graceland and his image. I am too. That's why I decided to try to make an Elvis army. I want all you guys behind us too. We need to go out there and we need to tell people how we feel about Elvis and how their misconceptions about a man is wrong. There's so much from every angle happening right now about his name, his image, and I can't be every place, but you guys can. We all can work together and make YouTube videos, post on Facebook, on your personal Facebook, make TikToks, write Graceland. There's so many things Elvis fans can do to help him. So many things. You just have to find what your knack is and use it to help Elvis Presley. That's what I did. I know it's not always that easy either. MC Hammer, can't touch this. Can't touch this. Brandon, can you give Mary Patricia a shout out? She's a young Elvis fan and she really knows her facts. Well, Mary Patricia, keep learning about Elvis, man. Keep loving Elvis. Patty, where were the other Elvis items besides the crown? They were in displays. And Patty, when they're not in a display, they get put back into archives. Only someone who has personal access to archives can be inside of archives. It takes 2 keys to open the archive doors. Anthony, oh, got it wrong. Let's see, where's the other one? Deb, I was told Riley is attending the board meetings either in person or by video conference. Oh, I hope so, Deb. I hope she's a hands-on person and she knows what's going on in the business. That'll be good. Nancy, hi, Shawna. I loved your program with Danny Smith. It was wonderful. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Nancy. It was really nice to have Danny Smith on the show and Teresa. What we got of her, it was very nice. Arkansas Dave. Okay, you guys keep talking about the spa guy amongst yourselves. I'm not going to read y'all's comments because I'm over it already. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm not going to do it. Talk amongst yourselves. Nikki 6. Hi, Shawna. You look beautiful today. We'll be looking forward to your show where you discuss Lisa. No problem, Nikki. I can't wait. I mean, Lisa, how do I explain it? I'm just as connected with Lisa, I feel, as like I am with Elvis. So you're going to be hearing more about it because I really loved Lisa, and I think what happened to her was terrible and wrong. And we're going to get to all the things that happened to Miss Lisa in future shows, you know. And you know how they always say the proof is in the pudding? Oh, it is. And we're going to give it to you. Kendra, Oh, I know that, Shawna, but it makes you wonder. I do know that the security is horrible there. I've heard the same thing, Kendra, but only someone in charge of archives can go in archives. As far as I know, Angie and immediate family are the only ones that can go in, and that would be Riley right now. So you tell me. I know that Stephen Schutz from Rockology is calling it a, let me see, what did he say? He said, Graceland wedding giveaway. Here's a wedding gift that keeps on giving. It's just pretty sad though that we have to keep discussing how things are missing and how the auctions are going down and what's being sold and who's getting this stuff. How did they get this stuff? I mean, we've already learned through Stephen Schutz that the new Bible that's for sale for $95,000 is fake. That's right. You can own a fake Elvis Bible, folks. Just pay $95,000. Anthony, I'm curious about the status of the operation of Graceland too, simply because Scylla still thinks that she can run all over Riley. She thinks that she can because she could do her daughter that way, but who's to say? Maybe Riley isn't like Lisa. She didn't have to grow up with Priscilla. She grew up with Lisa. So maybe she's going to give Priscilla a ride she'll never forget. And you never know. You never know. Kirsten, we're all in Army. Also, I can help show you how to get Rhonda on the live with you so you can join us as well. Thank you, Kirsten. Rhonda will love to be able to go live with me a few weeks out of the month. She can't do it with me every weekend because, you know, she goes to see her favorite Elvis impersonator. But that's why I come on alone. But thank you. Get with me, Kirsten. Find me on Facebook. If you can't find me on Facebook, find my Facebook YouTube group. It's called Elvis TCB Network YouTube channel. Okay, find me on there. And if you're already in there, I'll find you, and we can talk about it. Because I really need to get her on live with me every once in a while too, guys. Because it's two gals that talk about Elvis, right? And I feel so weird sometimes when she's not here because, you know, she's a part of me. She's my yin to my yang. And right now I just have yang without the yin. Donna, sad that people disrespect Elvis and his legacy, all for money. I lost a lot of respect for Chrissy after Lisa passed. Donna, you're not the only one. Of course, I never had respect for it to begin with, but there have been a lot of people I have learned from lately that have lost respect for her as of late. Yes. Arkansas Dave, maybe the ghost of Colonel Parker swooped in and took it and would sell his soul to the devil and Elvis for the almighty dollar. Well, Arkansas Dave, that sounds like a great book. And tell me how that happened. Brandon, get young Elvis fans in the Army too, the intelligent ones that know their facts. We need to get the new generation of fans defending him too. Yeah, I'm going to try and get some younger generation Elvis fans on Rhonda and my show eventually. Hey, we're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. There's so many ideas that Rhonda and I have that we're working on for you. Kirsten, my son is 7 and I already have him being a huge Elvis fan. Well, as you know, my son is 9 and his favorite Elvis song is Too Much Monkey Business. Yeah. Lee Bradley, love that you are doing this live. Well, thank you, Lee. I can do it live too. It's really nice to be able to talk to all y'all. That's a part of the network. So thank you. I like being able to talk to y'all. Sometimes I will answer y'all's questions or comments when we do our shows, and I read everyone I do, and I like everyone usually, but I can't always respond to all of them. There's just so many, but I do read them, and I enjoy the comments. But when I get to go live, I get to see you all comment live as I'm talking, so we get to kind of reach out and touch each other in a way, like we connect better, I guess. Shannon, is Joel still as involved in the business? Will he protect Lisa? Don't know much about him. Joel Windshaker is still, yes, very much involved in EPE. It is his business. So he's still hands-on, Shannon. He's just on a honeymoon right now, though. He married a very young lady. Not but a couple of weeks ago, he was at the guest house with his wife, and I didn't know if that was his wife or if that was his daughter. But he married real young girl, so I hope that works out for him and all. You'd think after looking how Priscilla did it to Elvis being a gold digger, you'd think hopefully he made his new wife sign a prenup before he married her. I hope so. Patricia, that rod is just waiting. Lee, is this new? Yes, this is new. We're doing it live. This is live, Lee, right now. Arkansas Dave. So was the crown missing this past January when Lisa was there for the birthday? Wonder if she was advised of it. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't think people question when a person over archives goes, I'm going to change a display or I'm going to add to a display. That's their job. So they're not going to question if something is added to a display or changed out of a display, because only a person over archives can touch the things in the display or even get to the things in the display. So you tell me. The Sundowners Club. Riley is working with Joel Winchiger on all decisions. Priscilla is not involved in all those decisions now. No, she's not. Sundowners Club. Of course not. Upon signature of the amendment settlement that she signed, she resigned. So, yeah, she's not involved. Riley's working with Joel, yeah. As it should be. Lee Bradley, I like Joel. I like he knows a lot. Yeah, he's a smart man. I'll give him that. And he knew what Priscilla's last wishes were. Excuse me. Joel knew what Lisa's last wishes were. And Priscilla was the one that didn't care about her last wishes. But Joel knew. And that's why when Priscilla called what he was doing noise, because she was upset. Because Joel knew full well what Lisa wanted. He knew full well. And he was on Lisa's side. So I'll give Joel that. Patricia, I think Priscilla took a lot of stuff from Graceland when no one was looking and making money off of it. Cheers to you, Patricia. I kind of believe what you believe, honey. All right. We'll get into the nitty-gritty about all the stuff eventually, guys, but I think some 5-finger discounts have been going on for a very long time. Shannon, I hope Raleigh gives her as much hell as she did Lisa. Girl, I'm hoping. Brandon, it's not just money. People also disrespect Elvis out of ignorance. People are ignorant about his history. I give you that. But if they want to learn, it's not that hard to learn about Elvis. Thanks, 11389. Who was prettier, Priscilla or Anne Margaret? Oh, man. Do you really have to ask me that question? I prefer redheads, but then I can't say anything. Lee Bradley, my sis and I love y'all. I just text my sis and she's watching too. I am on West Coast and she is on East Coast. I love y'all. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate you and your sis. We do this all for Elvis and for you guys. The Sundowners Club. Joel is the lead on EPE. Riley trusts him. That's good. He's a smart man. I hope she does. Patricia, Anne Margaret was real. Amen. She wasn't plastic. Trevor, thanks prettier inside or outside or both? I'm taking Anne. Hey, Anne was pretty on the inside and outside. The other one just on the outside. Don't have nothing on the inside, so I'll pick Anne Margaret too. Sundowners Club. Lisa final straw with Priscilla was with the firing and lawsuit of Barry Siegel. Barry is tight with Priscilla. Then Priscilla and Lisa fought over Scientology and its effects on Ben. Sundowners Club, I am not going to disagree with your comment at all. I kind of have the same feeling you do. Deb, Joel owns all EPE that Raleigh doesn't. Yep. 85%, folks. It's a lot. Sarah, Navarone had some not so nice words about Joel. And do you think Joel cares? Like, do you think Joel cares if Navarone had a few things to say about him? I don't think he cares too much, owning 85% and having lots of more money than they could ever dream of. I don't think he cares what Navarone thought of him or thinks of him. Patricia, Ben's death is one key. It is. It is. It's one of the main dominoes that fell, that started the chain of events as it happened. I mean, I think. Kirsten, I'm telling you, once Priscilla passes away, we will start funding a bunch of Elvis stuff. Girl, you ain't preaching to no choir. I already know that. Deborah Cartwright. I love seeing Elvis in person live performance. Lisa was done very badly. Riley is a strong woman. Can Riley change the wording of the will with the attorneys to benefit the girls? Well, while they were making amendment, yeah, she could have. Kendra. Well, y'all, she needed money to give to those empty buildings. If any of y'all want to know about the cult, look up Leah Romney and Ron and Growing Up Scientology YouTube channel. See, you know I know who he is. I watch him all the time, Kendra. Ron. Anthony Ballard. Sonny West did have to die on Scylla's birthday 6 years ago. Well, we can't all die perfectly planned on the date we want to, you know, Anthony. It doesn't work that way. None of us know. Latte. Hi, girl. Hey, Latte. Brandon. Jezebel's whole body is probably plastic. Ain't no probably about it, Brandon. It is. I'm surprised she didn't give herself a boob job once upon a time ago. She did everything else to herself. Leah. The Sundowners Club. Yes, we were there for the birthday as well. I have a wonderful pic of Lisa and Glenn Hardin where they posed for me. P.S. Our first concert ever was Our Man in May of 1977. TCB. Honey, your first concert that you saw Elvis at May of 77, I was only 1 month old. I was a little baby. Baby then. Patty and Margaret all the way. She's a beautiful person with a loving heart. Yes, and she never, ever, ever told secrets about Elvis Presley. She never has and she never will. Kendra, I think so too. I watch him too. Arkansas Dave. Parker passed in 97, not 96. I'm sorry, Arkansas Dave. It was close enough. He nearly made it 20 years after Elvis passed. Was gasping the first money he made off of Elvis with a smile on his way out. Not too much of a smile, though, Arkansas Dave, because you do know that EPE did take him to court, and he had to give a lot of his rights and a lot of his stuff up. So I don't know if he was smiling on his way out too much. Kirsten, she had so much work. She can't even really smile. Watch videos. It's odd, too. Sometimes it looks like she don't have any teeth, but you know she does. But she doesn't smile very much, and when she kind of does, the skin is kind of looped right here. So when she smiles, it looks like she doesn't have any teeth. It looks odd, but I don't know. I feel bad judging her, but then sometimes I don't really care with all the stuff she did to our Elvis. So it's open season on her right now. Latte, has it been confirmed 100% that Stella will be buried at Graceland? Well, Latte, according to the amendment in the settlement that the girls did with Priscilla, that Priscilla will be buried at Graceland to the best of Riley's ability. Well, you have to understand here, Latte, there's only so much ability Riley has. So it's all in the wording. Deb, just remember, Elvis never saw the way Graceland is decorated today, nor did he live there with it, like that Stella redecorated because she didn't like the way Linda did it. Exactly. When you're going to Graceland and they ever give you that bullcrap that this has never been touched, they're lying. All of Linda Thompson's decorations, all that red furniture, all of that stuff was redone when Priscilla got a hold of it to open to the public. She thought the blue with the white furniture looks so much more classier than the red. Besides, who wants dip? Girlfriend's red, couches and rugs and shaggy carpet. Lee, I was 7 when we saw him. Girl, even at 7, I knew who I was seeing. Yeah, I bet. Goodness sakes, you're my brother's age, Lee. My brother's 7 years older than me, and you're 7 years older than me, too. So you're the same age as my brother. My middle brother, anyway. My eldest brother, he's 60 years old. Joanne, when Elvis was in the army in Germany, he received 25,000 letters every week. We need to mobilize like that. Girl, of course we do. But things like that take time. And I'm doing the best to mobilize as many people as I can to fight for Elvis. Brandon, Anne Margaret and Linda Thompson were the best women for Elvis. I can't disagree. I agree. Arkansas Dave. Anne Margaret was granted personal time with Elvis by Vernon during the funeral. She spent more time with him than Stella. Oh, I see that. I see that. I see that happening. Ruby, Anne Margaret is the best. I think Elvis really loved her. I think so too. But he already had obligations with Prissy and her parents. Mostly Prissy's parents, right? Donna, all that botched surgery, laugh it out. They put car grease in her face. That's because she was trying to save money by getting it done in Mexico. She had enough money. She could have got it done correctly. I don't have any pity for her, Miss Donna. Just because she had the money. She could have got a professional job, but she didn't. She tried to save money by going to Mexico. That's her fault. Deb, agreed, Brandon. Trevor, I agree, Brandon. Linda was great, Anne was great, June was great, and so was Anita. Trevor, I agree, Brandon. Linda was great. Yep, I already read that. I'm sorry. Uh, Patricia, we all get the face we deserve. Yeah, we do. Caroline, I noticed Pris never smiled even before the surgery. In photos with Elvis, not very many smiles from her. Resting bitch face? Maybe she just did resting bitch face for all these years. It's a thing. Arlene, yeah, guys are on. Oh, I messed up again. I came on late. Are you guys going to talk about Lisa's autopsy? Well, Arlene, I'm doing a live to recap everything that we've talked about this week, and I haven't talked about her cause of death because we're going to talk about it on Monday night, Rhonda and I, okay? Tonight we're just talking about other things, but on Monday we're going to talk about Lisa's cause of death, okay? Latte. Scylla looks like the human Joker. I know, with that part right here. That's the part I always noticed. Like there's those popsicles I used to eat when I was younger. They would always cut the insides of your cheeks like that. It's kind of like that going on, in her cheeks. Donna, right. I don't feel sorry for her either. She got what she deserved. Greedy is what she is. I personally believe you get in life what you deserve. That's what I believe. Arkansas Dave, he had stuff hid in his basement in Tennessee, and $10,000 suit was stashed in a secret wall behind the panels. Hey, Arkansas Dave, I believe it, but I also know that stuff, EPE got that stuff. But how much of that stuff did Priscilla get a hold of? Cat Girl Blue. It wasn't done in Mexico. It was done in Beverly Hills. Well, then why did it look like a botched job, Cat Girl Blue? It looked like she got it done out of the country. It looked pretty bad. And many others used the same doctor who was later charged and deported after doing time here. So he is from where, though? Where was he deported to after all these people got botched jobs? I don't really keep up with Priscilla too much. You got to let me know this, Cat Girl Blue, because I don't know. Ruby, if you live, everyone is going to get old. I am embracing my age. I would like to have my lips done, though. Ruby, do you know what I would like to have done? Let me tell you something. I would love to have a facelift done. And I would love to get my eyebrows permanently done because I'm losing my eyesight and it's so hard to fix my eyebrows. It would be nice to get them done permanently so I wouldn't have to do it again. I'm getting blind. But a facelift would be nice. But ain't nobody got no money for that. We just normal people with 9-to-5 jobs who have kids. We ain't got no money or time for the facelifts. Peacock stained glass Linda had installed is still there. Scylla didn't touch it for some reason. Well, Arkansas Dave, would you? It is beautiful. She probably knew it looked good, and with the white furniture and the blue carpet, looks great. Sundowners Club. I asked Lisa at the birthday if she was okay. She said she was just getting over COVID. I've known her since we were wee kids. She just didn't seem right. Aw, Sundowners Club. I'm glad some people asked her if she was okay. I mean, her itinerary for that whole 4 days was just exhausting. She did the birthday at Graceland. Then she turned around that very night and went to the birthday dinner with Baz Luhrmann and Austin Butler in California. And then the day after that, she was getting ready for the Golden Globes. I mean, it was a very, very busy time for her. So I'm glad people stopped to ask her if she was okay. Because I was wondering about that myself, Did anybody ask her if she was okay? Did anybody not notice that she wasn't right? Did anybody go, hey, honey, you don't look right. Are you okay? I was always wondering if anybody ever asked her. So thank you, Sundowners Club, for asking her if she was okay. Thanks. Latte. Scylla not once has looked like a grieving mother. No, but according to her religion, they're not supposed to grieve. They're supposed to get reincarnated immediately to the first baby possible so they can meet Xanu. Arlene, is this the same guy that put in toxic breast implants and inside cheek implants and then they had to redo it because it was Scientology vape doctor? I don't know, Arlene. I'm still waiting for Cat Girl Blue to tell us a little bit more because I don't really know. Here we go. Cat Girl Blue. It was Dr. Daniel Serrano, charged between $300 and $500 and operated on his clients at lavish cocktail parties in Hollywood, the LA Times report. Okay. Nancy Erickson, I wish you were on Spotify. Does anyone know how to have audio only from YouTube on your phone? Not really. I'm going live with video. I'm not doing just audio. I'm doing video. I don't know how that works. I guess I would love to be on Spotify, but truth be known, I'm not big enough to have a Spotify. It's not like they asked me, hey, you want to be on Spotify? But if they did, Rhonda and I would say, heck yeah.
Anthony, you don't need a facelift, Shawna. You look great as you are. Oh, stop it. All of us women have things about ourselves that we want to change. Sometimes I think it would just be nice to have just a little lift, maybe a lift of 10 years off of me would be great. But you know what? I'm fine with growing old gracefully because I don't tell people my age. People ain't going to know, will they? Everett, you mentioned that Linda was going to be the celebrity to give tours at Graceland for Elvis Week. I checked the Graceland site and it hasn't announced that yet. Where did you get the info? Oh, Everett, it's all over Facebook, and Linda Thompson has already said it on her own personal Instagram and stuff. Linda Thompson is going to be the celebrity, and it's already been sold out. The tours are at night, and they start about $1,200 a pop. So, yeah, and they're already sold out, so nobody can get a ticket. They're already sold out. Patricia, love those peacocks. I love the peacock anything. One of my favorite, I have two favorite birds. I'm going to throw it out at you. I like two favorite birds. I love the owl. Owls, I love owls. They're very, very, very majestic. I love owls. And I love peacocks. Those are my two favorite birds. And I have a lot of peacock things I collect. And that living room, I always wanted to get some stained glass and have a living room quite like that myself. You never know what the future will bring. Presley Girl 66. I've been a fan since 1970. I was 4 years old. I never hated Pris, but I was never a fan of hers either. I am definitely in the group of those who have lost any of all respect for her. All right. There's a lot of people that have lost respect for her, though, you know. There have been. Trevor, Elvis had a facelift and a nose work, but really didn't need it, and few people knew about it. Priscilla went to extreme. She did, and Elvis had very subtle things. And it's okay to get something subtle, but it's totally different to look like a Kardashian, okay? There's a thing called getting rid of crow's feet, just a little lift right here, or getting lips like I don't know how they have those lips, those big old friggin' lips. I mean, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I would rather be real and look like a real person than whatever the heck that's going on. Don't be like a Kardashian, folks. Oh, don't do that. Free to be. Why was Michael Lockwood with her before she went to the hospital? She didn't have good feeling for him at all. Free to be, you're mistaken. Lisa Marie wasn't with Michael Lockwood before she went to the hospital. Lisa Marie was with Danny Keough. Not the same ex-husband. It's an ex-husband, but not Michael Lockwood. Trevor, Linda will be at Graceland. She will. Let's see, where's the other one? Dave, maybe she should star in the next episode of Nip Tuck. Maybe. But is that show still going on? I thought that show has been over with for like a decade or so. Anyway, Arlene, I'm sure that some doctor was in cahoots with the con artist Garcia. Nevertheless, fathers, lots of laughs. Cat Girl Blue. Serrano from Argentina administered surgery on Hollywood A-listers, including Lionel Richie, his ex-wife Diane, and Sean King, the wife of Larry King. Lisa Marie Bradley, thank you very much for your amazing show. I love Anne Margaret as well. Any idea when you may read the divorce decree? Elvis went through a lot. Well, honey, let me explain to you. We were going to do a show on Elvis' divorce decree with Priscilla on Monday. Rhonda and I are having a very hard time finding the divorce decree. We went through the Santa Monica courthouse website, and they want a case number of Elvis's divorce. We don't have his case number, but we are going to investigate to get the papers that are online to talk about. Okay? And we'll probably do that on Monday as well. I don't know, though. I don't think so. Just because we're still having a hard time finding all the papers. And there's 20, as far as I know, there are 24 papers of the divorce decree, and 12 papers are missing. So that's going to be really hard for us to dissect his divorce decree when we find it, when 12 papers of that decree is missing. And you're probably thinking, guys, how can the divorce papers in the courthouse be missing? Exactly. How? It's very odd, guys, but we're on the case, okay? So we will have that show to you guys as soon as we can get the information to have the show. Right now, it's becoming really hard, guys. Latte, how do you feel about Ginger, his fiance? Well, I think she was young and naive. Not as young as Priscilla was when he met her. I mean, she was over the age of 18, but to be with somebody who is 42 years old when you're 20, someone that's double your age, it would be kind of hard to connect with someone who wasn't your age. I mean, he wasn't 10 years older than her. He was 20. So she has a book. I haven't read it yet. I know a lot of friends who have read it, but I really don't have an opinion about her, good or bad, as of late. I just know that some people say they were engaged, and some people say they weren't. So, you know. Everett, I'm glad that Linda will be at Graceland. She is a class act always. She truly loved Elvis for himself, not for his fame, like someone we all know. Everett, I like Linda too. Linda was one of my favorite. I had a few, but Linda was up there. Arlene, peacocks are considered the Holy Spirit. Huh. Maybe that's why I like peacocks so much. Let me see what time is it, guys. Holy heck. I've been going with you guys for an hour and almost 30 minutes now. Goodness sakes, time does fly when you're having fun. Patricia, I love owls and peacocks too. I just love the colors of the peacocks. I even love white peacocks. And if you guys didn't know, peacocks come in white as well. And I love owls. I think my favorite owl would be the snow owl, but they're just something that I've always loved. Donna, Sundowners Club, you were blessed to know Lisa Marie. I agree, Donna, she was. I know another person who knew her really well too. Blessed people to know her. Kirsten, Danny Keogh was the one with Lisa before she went to the hospital, not Michael Lockwood, unless you're talking about him being with someone else. Yeah, I thought so too, Kirsten. Priscilla needs to go on Botched. Gloria. Hey, maybe she does. Arlene, I think I have it from an old YouTube video, and I'm in California, so maybe I could be your proxy. Maybe. Arlene, but I don't know how to get it to you. What are we talking about again? Oh, you want to know who cut Elvis's hair? Just Google it. He was in the Army as well. That was his job, was to cut all these young men's hair. It's their first day in. If you're trying to get a hold of me, Arlene, just find me on Facebook, YouTube channel. Just find me on Facebook. I have a channel Find me on Facebook. I have a group called Elvis TCB Network. YouTube channel, okay? Elvis TCB Network YouTube channel. You'll find me easier there. Gina D, are you still going on? I was having a problem with my phone. Yes, Miss Gina, I'm still going on. I am still live. Ruby, it's the same that divorce papers can go missing, but sure enough, a DNR is and was on hand. Ruby girl. Yep. That's all I gotta say. We gotta talk about Lisa Marie's cause of death, I know eventually, but tonight I'm just not doing it. Just too much for me. Dave, she was living with Danny. Yes, Arkansas Dave. She was. In fact, her ex-husband, Danny Keogh, was taking the twins to school when Lisa collapsed and was having a hard time. Ruby, I loved Ginger's book. Well, I'm glad, Ruby. I need to read it myself eventually, but I have not had any time to read any books at this point. I used to read tons of books, but it's hard to have time these days. Maybe I need to start listening to them on audio when I do other things. Kirsten, if I had been Linda with him that night instead of Ginger, she would have checked on Elvis and gotten to him in time. I believe, my opinion. Kirsten, mine too. I always found it odd that when he got up and said, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and she said, okay, she didn't check on him again for 9 hours. If it were my husband or boyfriend and he was gone the first hour on that toilet, I would have been, knock, knock, knock. You okay in there? Did you fall in? But then again, I think that's the difference between you being a loving wife that's ready and willing and mature enough to think about your husband, and what Ginger had to deal with, not being married to him yet, not having that bond, and maybe not thinking about it. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I would have checked on my man if he wasn't back in bed within an hour after saying he's going to the toilet. But 9 hours passed. So that's a long time to not check on somebody, you know? And I think Linda would have checked on him. Linda had already saved his life once or twice anyway in the past. You know, I think he fell asleep and his head went into some soup. And she was the one that had to get his head out of the soup, or he would have drowned in the soup. I don't know. Kirsten, it's still a matter of opinion, but I still think if it were me, I would have checked on my man if he went to the bathroom and he wasn't back in bed within an hour or two. I would try to figure out where the heck he is. You know, I don't know how 9 hours passed and she didn't check on Elvis. Excuse me. Gina, what is this show about? Well, Gina, this show is when I go live and talk to you guys. You guys talk to me, I talk to you, and we talk about the shows and what we learned this week on the shows. That's what this show is about, Miss Gina. I hope it's not that boring for you guys, but trying to be as funny as I can. Armchair observer. No one could save Elvis from himself. Oh, I agree. You can't save a man from himself, and that is for certain. Presley girl, Billy and Joe Smith say Elvis had asked another lady to go on the tour because Ginger was not going. You mean Alicia Kerwin? Was it Alicia Kerwin? Oh, we all know about Miss Alicia Kerwin. She was the one that was supposed to go on tour with Elvis, not Ginger. People don't like talking about Alicia Kerwin, though. Trevor, Larry Geller and Al Strada cut his hair. I know Billy Smith often washed and dried it. The guys watched out for their brother. Yes, Trevor. But the very last night of Elvis's life, Billy Smith washed his hair. Yep. Shawna, who is this? Anthony, Shawna, I've got 2 new posts in Facebook group that have been impending for 2 days. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony. Unfortunately, I am the only administrator to the group. I will get on that ASAP, okay? Sorry about that, brother. I'm just one person. Arlene, Yeah, don't get me started on Lisa's cause of death, and TMZ is owned by Scientology, I believe, or maybe that's false information too, but they said they still don't have the full documents. Well, I can't say anything about TMZ being owned by Scientology because I never heard that before, but that's why I didn't start on Lisa Marie's cause of death tonight because I just don't really feel like it. There's too much to absorb, and I'm still trying to process it. And Rhonda and I want to both talk about it on a show together soon. Arlene, yeah, don't get. Sorry, I read another comment. Latte, had Ginger checked on him, he may have been alive. That's what I'm saying, Latte. I know 9 hours went by. That was a long time. Kirsten, did you read the book by Billy Lamar and Marty? They think she made some calls first when she found him, so who knows when she actually found him. The rumor mill stated that she got up 9 hours later, fixed her hair, called her mother, found Elvis, and then called the Inquirer, like in that order. So, but that's just the rumor mill. Ruby, Ginger does explain that night and morning. She tells what happens. At least she tells her version. Well, I hope she does. Joanne, Shawna girl, you don't need a facelift. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Donna, I saw a YouTube video on Elvis Ultimate Fan Channel from a couple of years ago where he interviewed Mike Stone. He gave out his contact email. Shawna, I thought of you. Well, Miss Donna, I've already talked to Mike Stone. I forgot to tell you guys that, did I? Yeah. I got in touch with Mike Stone, and him and I had a very long hour-and-a-half conversation. So maybe something in the future will come of it, or maybe not. But I got to at least talk to Mike Stone, at least. Armchair Observer. You're doing a good job, Shawna. I like the format. Thank you, man. Or gal. I try my best. This is just a dream of mine, and I'm just glad I can do this for Elvis and for all you guys and for myself. I really love doing things like this, especially for Elvis. Presley Girl 66, Shawna, when did you become a fan, or do you have one favorite song of Elvis's? Okay. I became a fan of Elvis Presley. I can't even remember a time when I wasn't a fan. My mother was one of those crazed women that loved Elvis from the time he swiveled his hips in 1956. So my mom put her love for Elvis in me. And when I was 4 months old, he died. And my mom took the album Moody Blue, the Blue album, Moody Blue, and she used it as a lullaby for me for many years. In fact, I was a little hellion of a little baby. I would not sleep until you played that Moody Blue album front to back, and then I would sleep like a little angel. So I started off that way. And then when I got a little older, it was just absorbing everything I could possibly absorb about Elvis. And as far as my most favorite song by Elvis, oh my gosh, I can't even give you a favorite song, but I can give you some ideas of what I like. I like Poke Salad Annie. I like Promised Land. I like I just like all the songs. I can't pinprick one great song, okay? I would give you a whole list right now if I could. I just don't have any time, but I have my favorites. But it doesn't matter. Elvis's voice comforts me. Let's see. Patricia, Mike Stone is interesting. Yes, he is. He has philosophies and things. Yeah, I will say he's an interesting guy. And he's not the complete villain that some people made him out to be. Donna, awesome. I hope you'll get to interview him. We shall see. We shall see. The future holds all kinds of things. We just don't know what they are yet, but we shall see. Gloria, Shawna, I have all of those plates that you have. Oh, girl, I want more. These are the only ones that I could afford when I was a teenager growing up. My parents gave me an allowance, and they told me I could get whatever I wanted with my allowance. But when I was a kid, it took about 3 or 4 months of saving my allowance to buy one of these plates. So I could only get those. And I know there's so many more I can get on eBay and people getting rid of. I would love more. That's just some that I would love. I have some of the music boxes too in between that went with the plate. Yeah, who was my thing growing up? I really truly want to have one of those replicas of Graceland from Bradford Exchange, but I never could afford it. But I'm still dreaming one day I could get a hold of one from eBay or something. The ones that light up. Want one anyway. Barbara, I live in Peachtree City. Are you close to me? Close enough. I live 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. Trevor, agree, Patricia. Stone says Priscilla pursued him, changing the narrative. Exactly right. He claims Priscilla chased him, driving 2, 3 hours just to see him fight in karate matches, things like that. So, takes two to tango, but I truly believe his side of the story. Arkansas Dave, Suspicious Mind Raw Cut is one of his best pure raw Elvis. Oh, before they faded and then went back to it, I agree, Arkansas Dave. It's a good song. Gloria, do you have a P.O. box? I can send you some. Holy heck! I don't have a P.O. box. But you can get a hold of me on Facebook and I'll get with you, Gloria. Okay? Go to my Elvis TCB Network YouTube channel and be a member of it, and I'll find you a little easier, okay? Oh my gosh, you'll send me some. You'll make this girl happy if you do. Oh my gosh, I never expected that. Donna, I grew up in Covington, Georgia. I don't live there now. That's 40 minutes east of Atlanta. Yeah. No, I'm closer to the Alabama border from Atlanta, if that helps any of you guys. Just think a little bit more of Douglasville. Okay, guys. Well, anyways, I'm going to let you go for the evening. I have been going on with you guys for a while now, and I looked at the time, and it's 11:11. Have you guys ever said a prayer at 11:11? Have you ever looked at the clock and it say 11:11, and you think, oh, it's something? Well, it is 11:11 right now. Lee, anyone interested in starting an Elvis book club? I love all the books you recommend, Shawna. You know, I would love to have an Elvis book club. I would love to read a lot of these Elvis books to you as a show, but I'm afraid that copyright infringement would keep me from doing that. So if you can find a way, and we all can find a way, maybe we can somehow have an Elvis book club. There are a few books that I am behind on reading, and I would like to read them. Yes, Donna, we lived in Douglasville when I was smaller. Ah, okay. I like the mall of Douglasville. Gloria, you got it. Thank you. Trevor, thank you. See you Monday. Oh, thank you guys. And good night. And thank you very much, Kirsten and Donna and the Sundowners Club and Presley Girl 66 and Ruby. And did I miss anybody? Trevor and Arkansas Dave, Donna, Gloria. Oh my gosh, all y'all. I'm serious. Thank you all for a beautiful live. I'm not calling it beautiful because I love the comments. Seriously. Oh, wow. 111 viewers currently on this live. Well, Ruby, I'm very proud. Thank you guys for helping a girl out, joining me so I wouldn't be all by myself, all by my lonesome. Thank you guys for keeping me company tonight. And I will see you on Monday night with Rhonda when we do Two Gals Talk About Elvis. Okay, guys? As always, TCBTLC. God bless y'all. And you know what? We'll see you on the other side. Bye, everybody. I'll talk to you Monday.